Well, hello. Welcome back to Rainsong Farm and Vineyard. I was about ready to start working on more of the landscaping today and taking a walk around the property before I got started, and I noticed something. I'm like, this is something I got to talk about because it's really a little bit of a story about getting better at things as you go along. And, we're no exception to that rule. We started off with a vineyard, really didn't know what we were doing. Learned a little bit by trial and error, observing others, traveling to vineyards, asking questions. But yeah, the reality is, until you actually start doing it yourself, you really haven't a framework to rely on. And we just kind of got better at it as time went on. And looking through some of the rows today as they're growing really kind of calls out that example. So I'll show you what I mean here. So looking at these rows here, these are golden muscats, the most recent ones we planted, and you kind of notice the very classic T shape to these, where you have the trunk, and they're all relatively straight, and they all have that nice T shape to them. Great setup for top wire cordon, easy to manage, probably the easiest system to manage that I know of, and they work great. But point is, we set these up for the very last, the most recent vines we set up and installed. So kind of easy to see that we did a much better job. And I'll show you some that we did later on. They're not quite as good, and we were learning. So just walk on through this row, get to see a little tour of the vineyard in spring as well. And yeah, you can start to see all of the buds have broken, and if you look really, really careful, right there you can even see a couple little grape buds start to show. These are the golden muscats. And we put these in as a replacement for a variety that was doing so poorly here. So we'll walk you down here to, let's go to the Chambersons. We did okay on these. We were learning, made mistakes. And kind of see, yeah, we ended up with kind of a basic T shape, but getting there, I think we definitely needed to improve, and we got better with these. Some of these are, not the best. This wire's even got a little bit of slack in it right here, and unfortunately, it looks like I got a vine here as we're walking that might not come back. So thankfully, I've ordered a few from the grower. There's always a few that don't come back, but not many. For the most part, they all come right back every winter. But we've kind of shaped these up to be about as good as they can be. You can see, even looking up and down the rows, they're not as consistently straight and T-shaped. That's on us. We learned as we went. Hopefully we continue to get better. And any more that we put in, we'll get them even better. So anyhow, just wanted to share that little story of our journey, and our journey to getting a little bit better every day as we do our work out here in the farm. Heard somebody tell me a phrase before, that we're making progress, not perfection. So that's what we're trying to do. A little bit of progress every day out here, trying to get a little bit better. Thank you for watching.